Hey guys, it's me, EODGamer here. Now in this video, I want to share with you my perspective on the game state right now and what I'm doing. You can take away a few things, but I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong, but anyways, let's jump into it. Now first things first, no, I did not get hacked. I'm not quitting Path of Exile 2. Don't worry, your account is very secure. GGG is doing their best. Now, why this happened to my account is I actually did it intentionally to defund my account. Not to the extent, but I'll share with you to what extent as well in a short bit. One important thing you need to understand is Path of Exile works on a league-based system, which means the next league, once 0.2 comes out, likely, we're going to have an entire reset of the economy, entire reset of your characters. You have to grind again from level 1 to experience the game entirely anew. So having these characters right now means nearly as nothing this league as with any other league, but more apparently so in early access because the new players who are coming into the game when the game is free and going official launch won't even be added into this early access standard league, which is like a legacy league. At the end of every league, all your characters get pulled into a legacy league. So this legacy league for us is an early access legacy league, so to speak, that will last perpetuity, but the new players won't even get that. So this league arguably is the one that matters the least. So defunding my account. What did I do to my account and what did I do with the money? I'll share with you as well in a little bit. But basically, I took all my godlike gear in the previous video that we put out and I dumped it all. I sold everything as much as I can. So what happened? The bow I had, which was worth many divines, I sold it for like 20 plus divines, 30 plus. I sold it a little bit cheap, but I wanted to liquidate everything real quick. I downgraded to this bow over here, which is now like, I try to sell it for 150 exalted, no one buys it. So I'm just going to use this myself. It's everything that I need. I downgraded my quiver. I sold my quiver for 100 plus divines as well. Now I downgraded it to this one, which was barely like 100 exalted. I still one bang most monsters in tier 15, tier 16, tier 18 as well if you plus 2. So I'm quite good with that. Only magic and rare maybe takes a little bit more time. At the same time, my ingenuity belt, which was 79% with evasion, I sold it off for 20 plus divines and I bought this super cheap at like 3 divines or less. So very much value extracted already. Just collectively 3 items, already 150 divines approximately that I cashed out. At the same time, cash out as in like getting divines. My studded vest, which I showed you in the previous video also where I talked about my unorthodox build, was super god tier. I sold that off, 100 plus divines, extracted it, and I now use this, which is like barely an exalted, 2 exalted. No one was buying this right now. Half the amount of evasion, no stats at all, which is quite atrocious, but it's enough to get me by for the end of this league. My whole up couldn't really sell for much money, at most 2 divines, so I just like kept it comparatively to the amount of value that it gives. It's not really worth downgrading. So now I'm using this gear and I'm still one banging a lot of the monsters. I clear a lot of maps, but the thing is, my currency generation doesn't come from this place here. It doesn't come from my boss notes. I'm not even doing all of these like extensive bosses farming. It's just simply doing breaches, doing rituals, clearing like at most maybe citadels and stuff, which doesn't require me to have this amount of godlike gear. My 2 tips. My DPS basically went from, on my lightning rod, which is the one that matters the most because it's on bosses, went from 50 plus thousand to 30 plus thousand. For 200, almost half a mirror's worth of items, I actually only lost less than half my DPS. I have 60% of my DPS left, which is insane value considering that all of this added together probably is less than 10 divines, a bulk of it locked up in ingenuity and my unique items, which are still worth a decent amount that I can extract off. But I think it's still fine, so I just keep them anyway. Now, where does most of my currency come from? Where most of my generation, which I'm still playing the game, I'm still very active in the game, I'm making more guides for you as well. Most of my generation that I make is through the currency exchange, which we talk about on the channel, which only requires me to have gold, and I make way more in the currency exchange and doing the other strategies I talk about on the channel than going to max. So it's actually inefficient holding so much. I much rather have a lot of resources, for example, to churn my inventory, all the gear that I have, I slap it in, I craft, as I showed you on the channel, all of these videos I've already done. I have more coming up, crafting videos of white items, white bases, how I actually snipe the market, earn more money. And that's really important. But at the end of the day, there is this strategy that I want to share with you that I'm deploying right now in a late league environment, and that is called regularly monitoring trading, or maybe RMT for short, we can call it. Not to be confused, of course, with real money trading, because real money trading is against the terms of service. This is absolutely illegal as well, and I do not recommend it at all. I just want to point that out. Although in theory, real money trading could be very effective in a late league environment because where people are still demanding a lot of resources from the game. At the end of the day, once it gets too late, then it probably will be more or less worthless once a new league is announced. But anyway, that's besides the point. My regularly monitoring trading, what I mean by that is I monitor the markets on a daily basis and I give you the information as well. So I look at assets like S-cappers, I look at assets, for example, like my essences, what is doing well, what is doing bad, what can I arbitrage. And I have a lot of spreadsheets on the channel for you to do exactly the same thing. And that is what I probably will be using my currency for. I'm going to be using it for regularly monitoring trading markets. I'm going to be showing you more videos coming up as well, crafting. But then again, any excess, I might just give it to friends, families, acquaintances that want to play the game and enjoy the game. Because at the end of the day, more people come into the game, I think is much better. Anyways, if you found it insightful, you found it helpful as well, like, comment, and subscribe. I intentionally keep this video under 8 minutes so you guys don't get mid-roll ads or stuff like that. But anyways, cheers and see you guys in the next video.